to the African Cup of Nations, which will serve as qualifiers for the Summer Olympics men's football tournament in France in 2024. 1-1 draw. Well, many would say not the worst of results, but against a team like Tanzania, would it be wrong, Mari, to naturally expect more from the Nigerian team?
Well, right. Naturally, people would expect more from a team that has good quality as compared to the Tanzanians. But as I said in the morning, I never expected them to even get the points from this game, a draw, particularly because I looked at the group of players that were sent, the 18 players sent, to Tanzania. Both of them never had, the proper preparations, rather. They never had, enough time to train, acclimatize and understand the system and what is expected of them in terms of tactics and technique. Remember the story of how a few players had to be sent down because they were above the age limit for that particular one. So both of the players that traveled to Tanzania, basically new players that came into the squad late into the game, late into preparatory process and all of that. It was a good one that they even got a draw from that particular game. But from the perspective of the game, it was just an uninspiring encounter. Basically, had to be decided by 2 penalties, one for the home side, one for the away side. Talk about Nigeria, but I'm expecting something better in the second leg because at least the players will have some time to train. And I also heard that just 18 players were sent out to Tanzania, that a few of them were in the country still training and preparing for the second leg. So I'm expecting some better performance for the players here, and I hope that they put up the very best performance because I'm looking at quality. The Nigerian team should get this one on the bar because they've got fine players scattered across each department in the team. So it was a fair result for me, but I'm expecting something better later on Saturday.
Right now, so let's look at the game. Well, it took 2 penalties for that draw to emerge in Dar es Salaam. Well, playing at home these days, we've seen it over time. It's no consolation, and it's not a direct reflection as to whether or not you'd have the results go your way. But Tanzanians can come here to Nigeria and cause an upset. So to avoid that, what does Sadisi Yusuf, the coach of the side, need to do drilling to the head of the lads until it becomes muscle memory to avoid those stories of upsets even in Nigeria?
Yeah, well, right, first up, impossible is nothing in a game of football. Nigeria going away to score 1 goal in that particular game. I think it should be of a confidence for them coming back home playing at Ibadan, that they should also take the front seat when it comes to competition like this. Coach Salisu Yusuf, right? If they want to win the Tanzania, they need to get on the front seat. And talking about the front seat, you need to score first in this particular goal. Scoring first will give you, the confidence that you can go on and get the second goal and also try and kill off the game, before the Tanzanian wake up and see if they can hurt you as well. But as it stands, quality result from them away from home. But I still expect them to come back home, feel relaxed, and take the games to the Tanzanians as well and get the perfect result.
Right now, at the FIFA Under-17 Men's World Cup, it is entered the semi-final stage. We're recapping the quarter-final results for you. October, Nigeria had taken Colombia by 12 noon, while Germany versus Spain battle by 3:30 p.m. Nigerian time on the same day. So let's look at individual stats. Well, she's left the competition with her team, but she's still joint top scorer. Charlotte Ruth Kola scored 3 goals with the U.S. team. Linda Seisedo of Colombia has got 3 as well. Lauren Bender of Germany 3, and Momoko Tanikawa of Japan has got 3 as well. Aline Gomez Amaro, Brazil 2. Emily Louise Foy-Clerc of New Zealand 2 goals as well. Lara Dantes Ferreiro dos Santos of Brazil 2 goals. Lucy Calba of France 2. Mara Alba of Germany 2 goals as well. Melina Angelina Rubambis, Samantha Elizabeth Smith, both of the US, on 2 goals. Chile's Tali Sima Rovna Yodevic and Uno Shiragaki of Japan, 2 goals in the competition. The most assists, joint top, is Amina Omaomi Bello of Nigeria and Mara Alba from Germany. Now let's talk about the big girls. alongside co-hosts Australia and Republic of Ireland. Now, Solorex, well, Mari talked about, shared his thoughts on the group and what he makes of it now. It's your turn now. Nigeria taking co-host of the World Cup. We're talking Australia, Canada, not forgetting debutants Republic of Ireland. Your impression of the group and our chances of progressing past the first hurdle at least?
Well, Bright, first off, I think the group is very visible for Nigeria to qualify if they want to qualify as well, because talking of the teams in that particular group, talking of Australia and the debutants, not in Republic of Ireland, I'm not sure whether they are in the first 40 when it comes to FIFA ranking as well. And also Canada, we've played them in the friendly. We lost in the first friendly, we drew in the second one. I'm sure we might have learned something in that particular one, go on and get the perfect results. But I know the girls will qualify, but on the other hand, I don't trust the girl for talking of the world, whether he can give the girls tactical inputs to see them go over in this particular group. So, Bright, for me, on my side, the girls will qualify, but the world still has to do enough to make sure they get better results.
Right, I'm looking at the team. Like I said in the morning, before we start talking about how they'll qualify, how they'll not qualify, how they'll perform, I want to see the players that will be called up to this particular tournament, because that would, it's a huge deal, determine if we'll go far or not. And then, in the build-up to, if from the friendlies we've played, in the build-up to, the WAFCON where we dropped out in the semi-finals, there was just talk about, kind of players that wardrobe needs basically. And also, there's this talk about the young players and the old players and how they'll blend. So I just want to see the kind of quality Wardrobe will be putting out. The players he'll be calling up for the squad, and then from there we can assess their abilities and then do a prognosis and see if we can go there. But I'm expecting them to do very well. Basically, we're African champions. We've won the WAFCON 9 times, so we've got pedigree on our side. Secondly, we've done fairly well in World Cup tournaments as an African side, an average African side. So I'm expecting the lineups to come out, and then we can start talking about if they'll do well or not.
Now, Priestman confessed that the Super Falcons will be a tough nut to crack for her side, saying we won't be underestimating them. However, experience is on our side, and we'll use that. Remember, the Falcons were on tour of Canada 6 months ago, where they played 2 matches against the North Americans, losing 1 narrowly and drawing the other fixture. Germany, Italy, North. Okay. Was the man that got the goal, the difference in that a rare feature for them this season in the top flight league. Exquisite looking assist in that particular now. Beyond the win, Everton also leapfrog Crystal Palace. You look at the Premier League standings. Away from there, Manchester City saw Brighton over Albion by 3-1. Erling Braut Haaland scored twice. Kevin De Bruyne also on hand to slice in a third. The United lost again by 3-2. Well, Arsenal and their perfect run in the league, took a stumble at St. Mary's. Well, they've lost just once this particular season. That loss came against Manchester United. But ever since then, Rafael Hasso side. Leicester City, enjoyed some fine form at the Molineux. 4-0 win over Wolverhampton Wanderers. Did you see that goal from Yuri Chilamont? Hugo, did you enjoy? Laurie taking Bournemouth completes the latest match day. Mari Solorex, you have your thoughts. We'd like to allow the fans join now, as promised earlier. 090-222-3101-027-624-565. You can join. Ayo, Uyo. Good combination.
Yeah. It was a very good performance. Mind you, going head to head to Chelsea by playing the 1-1. Thumbs up to Manchester United. Glory, glory, Manchester United. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate you a great deal. Welcome, football fan. Name and location.
Hello, good afternoon, Brian.
Victor, the Sport Oracle. Join us now.
Yeah, good afternoon, sorry, X and the Arizona. What a great time to be back. Brian, let me say that it was a great weekend of action. My eyes would have not believed what I saw. Let me first start with the English Premier League. A draw that we played against Manchester. If you view that match, you see that Chelsea players' inability in their own prospective places. They could have not been able to score goals. And let me say that the important I expect for him to at least make Chelsea worthy, because if that is what not Manchester United plan to come and do, they plan to come and put things, but we show them that Chelsea is cannot just defeat Chelsea just like that. And he also thank the Flamingos player. I believe the momentum they are now, we want to prepare for the next match against. Thank you, Paolo.
Thank you very much, Victor, for joining the conversation. Appreciate you. 60 seconds. Welcome. Football fan. Name and location.
My name is George. From now.
Welcome, Ifyo.
I don't think it's the last time for Graham, but maybe in that matches, let's start wins and 3 results. I know a match between Chelsea and Manchester United is an easy one, but I really thank you for securing that 1-1. Talking about Mr. Kubaki, I don't think Chelsea won that game. That is drama or fear would have been beautiful, but the match ended as a draw. All it did was, to me, I still wonder why they didn't dash out the pass to the fans. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Ifyo, for joining. I left many fans wondering.
Well, we tried, but we were not able to pick the maximum 3 points. That's why Manchester United fans are making a lot of noise. They don't allow me to hear what, simply because they played out the 100. Same with Arsenal. These people in the game mind, they got my ticket after I took them to win.
Sorry.
Well, that's my say. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for joining.
Take heart, my brother.
Wait for Solorex.
for the league. Almighty Man City, they have gotten 2 draws and 1 loss. But we have 1 loss and 1 draw at this stage of the competition. I don't want Arsenal fans to feel somehow because the game we played last week with PSG was a very big game. And the returning leg is still a big game, which we need just a point to top the group. So I think fatigue is setting in, and Arteta needs to rest some of the players irrespective of whatever is going to happen so that we can bounce back against Nottingham Forest. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Odi Alex, for joining. We appreciate you.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Eh?
Talk to me.
Right.
Talk to me, okay.
I'm talking to you directly now. Did you watch the ball?
Yes, I did.
Eh?
Yes.
Thank Jesus Christ. You see that ball they call Chukwuemeka? When they change that ball, the situation changed. Your God is wonderful. That is his name. Tapu, tapu, tapu. Tapu, tapu, tapu. Where we are then. If I don't watch carefully, I will not clear time. That goal, rewatch it, is a foul goal. How can someone jump on your shoulder and his nail is on top of your bottom? It's a good foul. You yourself, you see, even though when they were analyzing it, I was watching it. That's clear foul. The negligence of the referee, because they have already make it in a way that is coupon. It's coupon this, they have drawn it. We can manage that.
Right.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much for joining. We appreciate you.
Club in Premier League. This is Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Igbeno, for joining the conversation this afternoon. We thoroughly appreciate you. We'll hear from Jesse Marsh in a bit. Oh, battling out to save his job. Welcome.
Hello, Bright and Arizona. Good afternoon.
Top Gunner.
Bright, my team, Arsenal, complete safety is their problem. The Madridos wasn't sharp yesterday. Then, Bright, just remind you, Maspero scored his first championship goal. Graham Potter dropped points. Jorginho scored a penalty thinking the match was wrapped up. Had it been, it wasn't that penalty, Chelsea wouldn't got to go. Watching the game, the two sides were cautious, maybe begging for a draw. Now, keeper Azebalaga is on top of Mendy in the pecking order at Stamford Bridge. Mendy needs to work on his form before the World Cup. Chelsea misses the status of N'Golo Kante and Luis James. On the other side, Casemiro have an impressive performance. A high standard side. He charges a point for the Red Devil. I get you man of the match. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Top Gunner, for joining. Appreciate your time. Welcome, football fan.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, Comrade Sylvester Odofia.
Yeah, happy New Week.
Same to you, my brother.
I think I want to commend my team, Arsenal. They have done well, playing 2 away matches and gathered 4 points. A good thing. Even though my enemy is at work, they say Arsenal have started dropping points. My teams are falling. I know that. Liverpool lose their match to a team you did not expect, like Nottingham Forest. And yesterday, Tottenham with Newcastle. I think I also commend Newcastle. They are coming up. That shows the quality Newcastle are made of, and they're determined to be among the top 4. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Comrade, for joining. Welcome, football fan. Name location. Thank you for joining.
Calling back.
30 seconds.
I want to say that Liverpool did a very wrong decision by selling Sadio Mane. Look at how they are struggling. Without Sadio Mane. They went and splashed a lot of money on Darwin Núñez. What has he provided to the team? And for City and Arsenal fans, they think that the Premier League is for them. One of Arsenal fans is complaining that now they are not consistent. The Premier League is just starting. Nobody should make mouth because this league is a marathon. You don't know the person that's going to win the league. That's my say. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for joining. We hear from Jesse March, and of course, to get the conversations rolling in.
We are doing everything we can, and we are together. We are unified. The players have been great, and I know it hasn't been easy for them or us, but we believe in them. We believe in them, and I have to find ways to help them get better, and the board and I are unified completely.
Will this be the next major casualty? Jesse Marsh.
Well, right. I really cannot say because you look at this Leeds United side. I wonder why they didn't make signings in the key signings in the transfer window. Just concluded because they got over 50 million on what's his name. Calvin Phillips got over 40 on Rafinha. So why didn't you spend this money in getting some key players into the squad? They got in Sinistera, which for me is a good signing. But what about your defensive, signings? Because even before Jesse March came in, Marcelo Bielsa's time, was used to talk about how bad their defense is. We've been talking about how they scored 2, but they ship in 5 goals. They play very well. They play attacking football, beautiful attacking football, but they concede a lot of goals, and that was a sad thing. So I was expecting them, after making over £90 million in those 2 signings, to get some defensive, reinforcements into the team.
Well, they spent 20 million on Diego Carlos, but sadly, has gone injured.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, so and that's basically it. I was expecting even something even better.
Brought in Brendan Aronson, Luis Sinistera, Tyler Adams, and Rasmus Christensen.
Attacking players, right? What about your back line? What about your defense? They didn't bring in any defensive reinforcement that would come in and give them some stability at the back, and that was the problem. And that's been the problem. So I'm still wondering why Jesse Marsh not push for a quality defensive signing. It's the Premier League. It's not the USA. It's not Leipzig. It's not Salzburg where you get away with things. This is the Premier League, and it gets even interesting. So, if he gets to be sacked, I won't be surprised, basically, for me. But I think he should have asked for a defensive signing.
Right now, Solarix Sport for action over the weekend. Premier League, your pick of the bunch.
Well, Bright, I have to pick of the bunch. First of all, it has to be Fulham. Looking at Fulham, the what they have done, and they started brightly in the Championship. Coming over to the Premier League, the likes of Mitrovic, still maintain that status quo he had in the Championship, scoring goals. He's the second highest goal scorer in the Premier League as a stand-up. Bright. On the other hand, it has to be Manchester United, Chelsea, and Bright. Fantastic result for United. Going away to pick a point. With London Stadium. And Bright, on the other hand, United have been very, very, very bad in front of goal. I think, I'll still go back to the Ronaldo saga. In the game against Spurs, they had 10 shots on targets, and they were able to convert just 2. Courtesy of Marcus Rashford and Jordan Sancho not being clinical in front of goal. And against Chelsea, they had 6 shots on targets. They scored just once again. So, Bright, Ronaldo needs Manchester United, and Manchester United needs Ronaldo, and Eric Ten Hag needs Ronaldo to convert those shots, because both of those goals, if Ronaldo was in the Spurs game, I'm sure he could have gotten a hat-trick in that particular game. So I don't get, the fact of Eric Ten Hag, coming out to say that he needs Ronaldo and he don't want to play. Why didn't you allow him to leave? Because he masterminds all this particular thing, because the man wanted to go. What United need now is goals, because even a team like Leicester City, who are not doing so good in the league, have scored more goals than Manchester United. So they need to be very clinical in front of the goal as well.
Right now, Arsenal dropped points against Southampton. Momentary blip or the beginning of more?
Nah, I don't think it's the beginning of more, right? I don't also think it's a momentary blip. I think it's a reality check, right? Because look at this Arsenal side. Yes, they've been doing very well, but I think games like this actually open their eyes to see that there's still a lot to do, right? Because, they're now thinking of, being at the top of the table for a very long time. It takes a lot of credentials, a lot of quality to be up there at Premier League standings for a very long time. So I think from the game yesterday, there's a lot. Basically, I don't think the team should, depend too much, on the Gabriel Jesus, basically, because I'm expecting, the Sakas and Martinelli to come to that point where they also score goals. They also create contributions. Yes, Saka's doing a very good job, but Martinelli should be a lot more direct. And thirdly, Martin Odegaard has got some fire feet. Why is he not scoring goals? Yes, you have to rack up the numbers in terms of assists, but there are times where you have to score the goals. Look at Kevin De Bruyne. He decides when to assist and when to score. That should be what I should be expecting from Martin Odegaard. He had those few chances as well, but decided to speak the pass to Gabriel Jesus, who unfortunately missed out on a couple of those chances. So I'm expecting that kind of that kind of situation at Arsenal. Let the other players around the attacking lineup also score. Also get to your points where they want to good contributions coming in. Gabriel Jesus will not get them all the goals there once, basically. So I think from that perspective, it should work for Arsenal. But it was a good performance from Southampton. Take nothing away from them. You know, they were on the back foot in the first few minutes of that game. When it came to the second half, they put up a fine performance. Kudos to Ralph Hasenhuttl. You know, he didn't crack under pressure. Despite when the Arsenal players were pressing the Southampton team, nobody cracked. They kept the resoluteness and then got rewarded with that fantastic team goal right there. So for us now, I think it's time where Martinelli, Bukayo Saka, and the rest of them get to score goals.
All right, now we'll hear from Solorex in a bit. Meanwhile, let's take a listen to Mikel Arteta talking after Arsenal's first draw of the season against the Saints.
I don't like to find any excuse. I think today, the second half, we could have played much better and win the game much more comfortably, and we didn't, and it's completely down to us with the players that we have.
Okay, I think I'm right in saying that 8 players have started every Premier League game. Is there a sense that you might need to freshen it up at all with the coming few games?
Well, that means that then they haven't played other games. I think the team look, especially at the start, really fresh. So to fail or the second half or the last minutes, it's more to the way we play. I put it there.
Right, so Rex, something massive is happening at Newcastle. Talk to us about that.
Well, right, first up, I think it's about the players and the manager as well. You know, first up, the players that are willing, you know, to give out their best on the field of play anytime they are being introduced to get the best. You know, last season, you know, Newcastle, you know, I think by this time they were rock bottom with 9 points or somewhere in the relegation zone, but they've been able to, you know, get over that particular courtesy of the manager, Eddie Howe, you know, what he has done to the team as well. And Bright, and also they didn't, you know, go to, you know, make big name signing, talking of bringing big names to the club to try and see if they can, you know, get themselves out of the line. Just went to do maybe players, you know, who don't have, you know, big names, you know, try and get the perfect result. Talking of Trippier, you know, bringing back to the Premier League, Callum Wilson, you know, players who basically understand how the league runs and they've been able to get the perfect result. Kudos to them. And as it stands, if they can keep on this momentum, Bright, as he thought Newcastle finishing in the top 4 ahead of the likes of...
We had this conversation last season, Newcastle, right? You know, when they had the Saudi-led takeover and there was this talk about if they actually could compete for the title. And I said yes, because right now in the Premier League and basically football, you know, money rolls, especially when you have money, have a good structure. You know, so kudos to the Newcastle board. They have money and then they've set up a fine structure, brought in, you know, board members who understand football in its entirety, brought in an Eddie Howe who was at some point was a gamble, but they trusted him enough, and then look at what he's doing with them. They have a good sporting director signing players according to the structure. Look at their signing. They don't do, you know, the Nottingham Forest kind of signing. They do strategic, calculative signing. You know, brought in Ben Botman, defender from Lille. He's giving them resoluteness at that back. He's improved Fabian Schär. You know, brought in Bruno Guimaraes in the midfield. Look at what he's done. Dan Burn is just... Dan Burn basically wasn't a market signing for me, but he's improved as well on that Botman. Look at the attack. Brought in Isak for over £60 million, and then he's been doing well, although he's injured. But right now, everybody's playing. Look at Miguel Almiron on 6 goals so far this particular season. Clearly shows you the quality and the energy. So I think it's a good thing for Newcastle, and I still tip them to end in the top 6 this season.
All right, now let's take a listen to Antonio Conte talking after the defeat to Newcastle at home.
We have just started the process for Tottenham to bring Tottenham in a best position to be more competitive, to fight for something important. We have just started, and for this reason we needed to cope with this situation.
2 quick calls. No, head of Facebook. Leagues outside Premier League.
Roma, a KG affair. The highlight of the game was how Osimhen overpowered Chris Smalling and put the ball in the third angle. A wonder goal, Bright. You need to watch your Mourinho and see his face crying. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for joining. Well, Maradin mentioned Willian got his first goal as a Fulham player. Welcome, football fan. Name and location.
But again, the decision to make a calling again.
All right, 30.
But again, I want to disagree with Jesse Mark before I forget to disagree. I do not agree with him. How can he say it has not been easy for these players? What are the players doing? Are they playing the Europe? Are they playing Champions League? Are they playing Europa League? He collected money from the sales of Ravina and Cafe Film. Use it and spend on what you need. Then as for Antonio Conte, this is why I'm afraid of coach receiving money to build their team. In his first season when he came, he played Tottenham to top 4. And now he has collected money to sign more players. This is what the captain is getting for him. So I doubt if he's going to maintain the job till the end of the season. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining. Welcome, football fan. Name location.
Good afternoon, Bro Blight.
Thank you for joining.
My name is Bonkan from Ukanasu. Hello?
Yeah, can hear you. Go ahead.
But I want to appreciate Arsenal for what you have done yesterday. No matter what people try to condemn Arsenal because of their draw yesterday against Southampton. But to me, I appreciate them for what they have done yesterday. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining us. We thoroughly appreciate you, Mbonkan. The Premier League standings in a bit. Welcome, football fan. Name and location. Good to have you join us.
Bright, top gunner. But Anthony Conte and his boys are not getting it right. Win today, lose tomorrow. No consistency. He has the boys in the person of Sonny, Hurricane, and others. They can't win game in a row. But it seems this guy, what is becoming the best Nigerian player in Europe. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Top Gunner, for rejoining. Arsenal, despite the draw at Southampton, are still top of the Premier League. 2 points better than second place Manchester City at 28 points and 26 points respectively. Spurs remain third despite defeats. They've got 23. Newcastle now fourth with 21 points. And that's the same number of points Chelsea in fifth have got. It's a match of superior and inferior goal difference. United, that's Manchester United at sixth with 20 points. 2 more than seventh place Fulham. Liverpool are 8 with 16 points. Brighton are 9th with 15. Brentford on 14 points complete the top 10. Relegation zone left and West Ham United placed 16th and 17th, 2 points above the drop zone. West Ham in action later tonight, and of course could have some extra cushion. Wolves, Nottingham Forest, all on 9 points, the bottom 3 in the relegation zone. Sporting Lisbon manager Ruben Amorim, one of the main contenders to succeed Steven Gerrard as Aston Villa manager. Remember, Gerrard was sacked last Thursday after less than a year in charge following a 3-0 defeat by Fulham. Who was manager of the season in Portugal in 2021 is 37, one of Europe's youngest. €1 million release clause at the Portuguese club, and it is understood Villa have held talks with its representatives. Villa, however, job as well. It's English, and his reputation has grown since joining Braga in 2020, leading the Lisbon club to a Primera Liga title for 19 years in the 2020-2021 season. They're currently third in the Champions League Group D, a point behind leader Spurs, going to Wednesday's game. For the first time this particular afternoon. Mari.
Yeah, Solarex is having some technical issues with his device, so
I think that's why he hasn't been seeing green.
Well, I think we have to pray for this man to see green already. We're not streaming live, unfortunately, so I'll just head to the Facebook page, the sports page, and get comments from there, right? 13 comments from the live feed. Dybala Jr. says Sadio Mane leaving Liverpool is not the main issue currently because there's a lot of injured and weak players. We surely get over this. Ubong Itiasen says Arsenal for their hands yesterday in that draw against Southampton, but we'll move ahead come next match against Nottingham Forest. Bakayoko Patulski says I want to comment on my team Chelsea against Man United on Saturday. It was an entertaining football by both teams, but Man United dominates Chelsea first half. Immediately they put on Kovacic, the game changed in midfield, and game was balanced. I thank Kepa. It was a very fantastic performance. I wish them the best of luck tomorrow up Chelsea. Till Walcott says, good afternoon, sports crew. I wish my darling team Chelsea good outing in tomorrow's game. Up Graham Potter. Jamsey official. He says it was a nice weekend for my team, Man United. It wasn't a bad result for us as we drew against Chelsea. It was a very nice game, though I wish they keep that momentum. I wish Flamingo success to the finals. Engineer Ansima Omo says the issue of CR7. Why don't they let him go when he insisted? Econo is always blessed with raw talent. So higher, our very own. Bring back the under 17. We're proud of you. Amen. There's nothing in the forest. You'd never walk alone. Joseph Suberu says the Falcons certainly qualify from the group. Canada will be no threat. Trust me. Something tells me Coach Wardrum will come good at the Women's World Cup. Kevin Yume says I was really happy that our own son stoned Liverpool with 1 goal. And so my club Chelsea, they really tried for that draw. Most of our key players were injured. As for Arsenal, I'm watching them. I'm coming from Ikoto Basi. Abraham Adodi says, Happy New Week. I'm happy to see the improvement in Man United. The fighting spirit is what we have been going for. I see a great future with Ten Hag. Israel Mano says, please, what's the latest news about Koulibaly injury? Is he going to travel with the team and will he play tomorrow's game? Thank you. Njimeli Dan from Cameroon says, the match between Man and Chelsea wasn't nice. Man and Chelsea have drawn 5 times. Man U always comes strong against Chelsea. Wishing my team Chelsea the best of luck. Eddie says, what a wonderful weekend. Just had Man U versus Chelsea. I knew it would be a draw. So Liverpool, Nottingham carried them, go Forest. They're lucky they aren't playing Wolves text. Because if I chop them inside Forest. Finally for now, Dixon Alfred, the governor, says if Barcelona, let them go to the devil. And Odimon, Europa League is waiting for them. At least they'll meet their fellow colleagues in Manchester United. I witnessed the worst officiating on Friday in Naked Stadium. We're talking about the Dakada Yimba game. Oh, that's sad, right?
Yeah.
Don't go chasing me. That's not my hero.
Their 11th straight win at the Roman Capital Club against AS Roma Stadio Olimpico. A goal to nothing, that's how it ended.
That's not how my story goes.
Overly emotional because I watch his game basically reminds me of when he plays for Nigeria. He gets very emotional sometimes. He gets out of control, and that's something he has to put in check because yes, you know, you're a beast. You want to show this beast mentality, but sometimes you have to calm down. You have to control when you exert those kind of emotions, and that is the thing. Look at the way he celebrates his goals. I'm not saying it's completely, bad, but sometimes, come on, be a classic man, be a calm man, right? And people score more goals and they don't do that much. I understand. So if he can put his emotions in check, especially in games of high intensity. I think that's what is lacking in his game right now because we were complaining about finishing last season. Right now, he scored 3 in back-to-back games for Napoli. That shows he's developed his finishing, he's improved his finishing. Right now, be a lot more calm in some situations because there are games where you'll be triggered a lot more, right? But you have to calm down, really calm down. So he's working on his emotions, right?
You've got a thing with Victor Osimhen's emotions.
Well, right. Well, for me, football is about emotion. You need to show that you really love the game, and aside from that, he's a striker, right? First off, as a striker, you need to intimidate your opponent as well. Emotions doesn't really come in, you celebrate, right? Couple of striker, they struggle to get goals. The likes of Timo Werner when he was at Chelsea. So if you are getting a goal, you need to celebrate, grace as well. So for me, Osimhen, right, he has no problem. Let him, keep on working on his finishing, and he'll be one of the best striker in Europe as well.
Secondly, Bright, still talking about emotions. Remember, just a couple of, I think it was out of season where he had an altercation with a teammate. He had to be sent home. Same emotional story. Seems to be about controlling emotions, right? And then even while with national team, when the famous Victor Ikpeba talked about his finishing, and he went on Twitter to say on several things about Victor Ikpeba and all of that. So all of that culminates to controlling your emotions, because there are things you wouldn't say or do if you have your emotions in check.
Brahim Diaz scored twice. Divock Origi got off the mark for AC Milan. Rafael Leao with the icing on the cake, because AC Milan saw off the opponent by 4 goals. So when we're talking new boys, and the Berlusconi derby, as Mari Radley captured it. It was a 7-goal thriller in Florence, where Inter Milan edged Fiorentina by 4-3. Otho Cabral, Jonathan Ikone, and of course Luka Jovic. Good to know. He still can score goals.
Yes.
Hasn't forgotten that. Fiorentina scored twice. That after Nicolo Barella had scored the second-minute opener. Enrique Mkhitaryan with the winner, 90+5. The Inter end. Against Lazio by 2-0. Mattia Zaccani and of course Felipe Anderson both scored in that particular. And Bologna 2-0 winners over Lecce. Udinese lost at home against Torino by 1-2. They've had some fine run of form. It ended last night. Sampdoria. About the top scorers. Marko Arnautovic, 7 goals. Ciro Immobile, 6. Same as Dusan Vlahovic of Juventus. Lautaro Martinez of Inter now up to 6 as well. Beto of Udinese, 5. Jovic Kvaratskhelia of Napoli has got 5 as well. Paulo Dybala of Roma, 5. Rafael Leao up to 5 goals. Well, for assist, this man is unrivaled. Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, 7. The closest is Jared Deulofeu of Udinese. He's got 6. His club teammate Roberto Pereira has got 5. Soccer of Nigerian Police and respective clubs in Europe up next after now. Ball fan, name location. Good to have you join us.
Hello, Bright.
Yes, okay. Back again. 30 seconds.
Bright, please. I'm begging you in the name of God as you are Bright. Why can't we join hands and help Ronaldo? We feel that you are small, but your voice is big. To tell them they should leave that boy alone, let him go, so that they will not kill him. We want prayer on that boy. Please, say it out. People will hear it.
All right.
You are not small, but your voice is very big and very, very powerful.
I'll do that. Thank you very much for joining. For Sociedad by 1-0. Valencia lost against Mallorca de Mestalla by 1-2. Real Madrid 3-1 winners over Sevilla, Espanyol 2, Elche 2. Real Betis lost against Atletico Madrid, Antoine Griezmann having a time of his life. Didier Deschamps area Massa 4-0 winners over the visitors Tokyo Athletic Club. Ousmane Dembele, Sergio Roberto, Robert Lewandowski, Ferran Torres all scoring for Xavi Hernandez's side, and elsewhere still from the Spanish Primera División La Liga. Celta Vigo and Getafe clash leads out tonight. Nigerian time. Solorex, tell us about Nigerians and how they fared in Europe.
Yeah, Brett, first of all, start with William Chusekon, who was on target as Woodford defeated Luton Town 4-0. Victor Osimhen scored as Napoli won AS Roma 1-0. Moses Simon bagged an assist as Nantes drew Nice 1-1. Innocent Bonke had an assist as Llorens drew Trials 2-2, although the top scorer for that particular game wasn't there. Talking of Terry Murphy, and Paul Onotre scored a second straight brace as Genk defeated Royal Antwerp 3-0. Brett, that's when Paul Onotre's 8 goals in his last 5 games for Genk as well. Then Ola Aina opened his goal account for Torino as they pipped Udinese 2-1. Joe Aribo is back on the score sheet as he had a fine game against Arsenal as he drew 1-1. Then Kelechi Iheanacho was an unused substitute as Leicester City defeated Wolverhampton Wanderers. Taiwo Wuniyi scored the only goal for Nottingham Forest as they won Liverpool. Then Kelvin Ekpukuma played for 90 minutes as Hoffenheim lost 2-1 to Bayern Munich. Alex Iwobi provided 2 assists as Everton trashed Crystal Palace 3-0. Leon Balogun scored a decisive goal as QPR defeated Wigan Athletic 2-1. Kelvin Bassey made 4 tackles and created 1 chance as Ajax won 4-1 away from home. Henry Onyekuru was in action as Andana Demisford drew 1-1 away from home. Peter Olainka was on target as Slava Prague won 4-0.
Welcome, football fan. Name and location. Good to have you join us. Right, drop call situation there, so we'll take this one. Welcome.
Hello, Brian.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Yeah, this is Augustine Gene calling from about. Right, my take home was when Nottingham Forest played against Liverpool and Newcastle played against Tottenham. You know, these two fans are pity them. Dodorino supporting Nottingham Forest and Mistake supporting Mistake supporting Tottenham and Torino supporting Liverpool. I don't know how they cope because these two teams they lost. I don't know how they so quality of that league. So I take pity to them. For Chelsea, playing with Manchester United, I knew that the game would be draw. But nothing, take nothing from that. I think we can like them the great. Like them playing football. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Championship strugglers Middlesbrough have appointed former United and England midfielder Michael Carroll as the new head coach. His 4-1 has been out of job since leaving Old Trafford after a 3-game stint. His temporary boss after Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's dismissal. Carrick's first game will be at Preston in the Championship on Saturday. All right, 30.
The same small teams Arsenal have been having consistency in beating. They drew against them on the weekend. Well, I'm not saying anything, but I'm just looking at the chances of them winning the league. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, that team Southampton beat Chelsea, right, Mari?
Yeah.
Beat Chelsea and picked a point against United.
Against Manchester United was it?
United won, they won away from home at St. Mary's.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
United won.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
United won.
Welcome, football fan. Name and location. Good to have you join us.
I do have the sport group. Yes, I can call him from you.
All right, I can.
Please, I want you to help me tell Torino and to go inside forward and bring out Liverpool. Because that place is very dangerous and deadly. So that is my take this afternoon.
Thank you very much for joining. Mainz were final winners over Cologne, IC Freiburg, 2-0 winners of Werder Bremen, Bayern Munich 2, Hoffenheim 0, by Leverkusen 2-2 against Wolfsburg. Borussia Dortmund smashed 5 past Stuttgart. Jude Bellingham scored twice. Augsburg 3, RB Leipzig 3. Eintracht Frankfurt 3, Borussia Mönchengladbach 1. Bochum 2-1 winners over Union Berlin. Shocking results. But Union are still top, 23 points, 1 more than Bavarian Giants, Bayern Munich, who are closing in. They've got 22 points. All right, check out Facebook for us after now. Welcome, football fan. Name and location.
Alan calling.
All right, Haaland, been a while.
Yeah. Liverpool give us some magic. Thank God that another little thing that is 4 and 6-0 came to destroy them. So I want to say off Alan because he has been consistent, scoring 2 goals again. That is making this 17 Premier League. That guy is a wonder guy. I'm so happy for my team, Man City. For Arsenal, we are just making the time to go far. We'll take over. We are the people that have that league.
Thank you very much for joining. Mari, let's wrap up with Facebook.
All right, just one final comment, and it comes from Victor Akban, who says, "Good afternoon, Bright. Victor Osimhen is a Calabar out boy, so let's let him show his Calabar out prowess of Chelsea."
All right, let's take this for the road, boy. You have to do it in 30 seconds. Welcome, football fan.
Hello, Bright.
Yeah, 25.
Somebody called and tell you that Liverpool should come out from the forest. Liverpool, anywhere Liverpool is with God. In the forest, which you say they are. What of those which are with the devil outside? You didn't see them? I can never walk alone.
All right,
I can never walk alone in my life.
Thank you very much, Oki, for joining. Liverpool lead race for Mokoko, the young star emerging. Got back-to-back goals now for the Signal Iduna Club outfit.
Happy birthday to Eminent Imano. Special birthday shout out. You have my best wishes. I hope that there's a few bottles for the boys in town.
Happy birthday to the United legend, talking of Wayne Rooney.
Yeah.
Rooney.
Turns 37.
John, how old?
I think he's 37 now.
37.
It looks older than 37.
Yeah, it looks like 42.
Crazy. Man is chopping real money. Well, BT Runners are back here on the other side of 4 o'clock with biggest stories from the entertainment scene from the weekend. So right, here with us and let's take it to the Magic Phone together. I'm Pride James. I'm out.